In this video, I'm going to go over how to make updates to the Deanna Lawrence website. The first thing you want to do is bring up the website, and you'll want to navigate to the actual login page, the content management system login, so that you can make the changes to your website. So for this website, the login would be deannalawrence.com/wp-admin. So that's /wp-admin. If you type in the website address correctly, you should be able to see a screen similar to this, a username and password screen. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so I can log in. Once you're logged in, you should see a screen just like this. This is basically your dashboard, and it kind of gives you a quick snapshot of what's going on with your website. So the first thing I wanted to go over is the basic, how to edit basic pages on the site. So as we can see, there's home, bio, resume, gallery, news, press, blog, and content. Now, not every single page here that I just mentioned is basic. For example, the gallery has some special nuances to it. Same thing with news, press, and blogs. But this pertains particularly for the home page, the bio, and the contact page. So let's go to, and as well as the resume page as well. So let's go and edit one of these simple pages like the bio. The edited page like that, you would go to Pages on the left-hand menu, click on that, and you'll see all your pages listed. So I am going to edit the resume. And as you can see, the resume page, and let's navigate to that page on the site. Basically, it looks pretty similar to the back end. So, just like Microsoft Word, all you have to do is just type exactly what you want to show up on the page. And once you click on this update, there's a little blue button. It will basically show up on the site. So let me just add a few more content. Let's make it a little bit uh, more there. And let's do a couple things to the font. You have a selection up here in terms of what you can and can't do with the font. So I'm gonna make it bold, italicize, give it a text color. Now, if you're looking for the tan that's used all over the site, it would be this color right here, this tan color that I specifically set for this site. But let's make it red so it stands out a little bit more, so we can see that that's red. Let's make this text over here a hyperlink. I'm just going over a couple of things that I believe will be used a lot on the site. So I'm going to basically choose all the popular options. For hyperlink, which I can see being added on or being updated in the future, you'll highlight the words that you want, click on this link icon, and then type in the URL. If it's an external site, like for example, I'm just going to use google.com, you can give it the option of opening up a new tab if somebody selects on it. Or if it's an internal page, you can click on or link to existing content. And then let's say I wanted that to link to the contact page. I'll just type in contact in the search, and I'm looking for specifically the page type. So this one's contact me page. That's definitely it. So I'll click on that, add to link. A couple other things I would probably want to go over is perhaps changing font style. So I'll highlight that word, and let's say I want to use, I'll use Great Vibes. So typically on this site, there's three custom fonts. There's this one, Porrette, one regular, Great Vibes, regular, and Rallyway. The let's see, this cursive one is Great Vibes, so that's the Great Vibes font. I believe this one is Point Ret 1, and then basically every other font on the site is Rallyway, and that's the default font. So if you don't select one, it will default to Rallyway. So let's have this one be, let's do that cursive one because it stands out a little bit more. So that one is Great Vibes. So I will click on Great Vibes. So that should be some huge curly one. Let's make sure. Okay, it doesn't show in the back end, but it will once I update and we check the front side of the website. Another thing I think you guys would do is add pictures. So I'm going to insert an image from my computer. So let's hold on a second. Let me just take a screenshot of something. So let's do that. And essentially, you'll just drag and drop the image into the window. When you see this little blue, if the window turns blue, then you know you're doing it right. So that works for me. So it's upload. I see it there. I don't want it to link to anything, so I'm going to have it clicked on link to none. And the size, I want the actual full size of the image that I uploaded. And do insert to page. So we got a little image there that I've uploaded of a nice waterfall. And let's see. Let me add a little bit more content. There's a couple of things I want to go over in terms of that. So as I'm typing, something to keep in mind is there's a difference between pressing the enter key and then typically if you find yourself, it's not happening right now, but if you find yourself typing the enter key and it's doing a line break and then another line break, so 2 line breaks, then what you want to do is hold down shift and enter, and that would just be a line break. But just experiment to make sure if that's happening to you guys or not. It might not happen with newer versions of WordPress or the TinyMCE plugin that I've installed, but something to keep in mind because I know it comes up pretty often. So I'm going to go ahead and update this page so we can kind of take a look at the changes that we've made. So if I refresh the front end, we scroll down, we see that some of the some of the content we've modified has been made. So this is the I keep forgetting what font that is. Point Ret font, which is this one right here. Let's see, this one right here. Great Vibes font, which is this part right here. I can tell because it tells right here. Then we have our hyperlink, which is one of these. Let's see, which one is it? It's kind of hard to tell, so let me just type in link and refresh so we can tell which one it is. Let's see, so it's this one right here. And then we have our font color, that red one, as well as the image. So that's basically how you would edit content. So with the hyperlink, that should be colored. So we could highlight this and make it the tan color, which I think is customary on this site. Click on update and see if that makes so. There we go. Or we can have an underline, just a way to designate that it's a hyperlink. I'm not sure what's standard on this site. I don't think there was a standard in terms of hyperlinks, hyperlink color. So you have the ability to change it to whatever color you like. I probably would just keep it tan because those are the colors being used, but it might confuse the users in terms of which ones are hyperlink or not. So maybe just underline. So let's not make it tan. So let's let's kill the color and we'll have it underline, which as of right now there's no option for. Oh, here it is, underline. Let's update. Oops, let's go back to resume and let's make sure the color is gone. It's text color. Good. All right. And there you go. So that's how you basically edit the content of the website. Contact page looks pretty simple in terms of editing. Home page, yeah, let's take a look at the home page because the home page has a lot of stuff going on. So I want to go over some of the ways you can update. Let's just check bio. Bio is simple, and resume is simple as well. Let's delete this content so it doesn't show up. So go ahead and do this. Update, refresh. All right, so it looks good again. And let's go to the home page, and then in the back end, go to all pages, and let's edit the home page, which is this one right here. Basically, home page. The name is this right here. There's some coding. These span tags here designates the color. So if you wanted to change the text that's in color, you would modify everything in between these 2 span tags right here. So this part right here, and then everything in white would basically be everything outside the span tag. This text right here is the text right here that you would edit. In terms of these pictures here, if you wanted to make changes to these pictures, that's not part of the actual pages section, but that's under media. Let's go ahead and delete this test image I uploaded first. So I'll click on that, click on delete permanently, click OK, and then it's gone. I would search for it. So I'll search for home because it's the home page. And we have these two images. Let's go back. Oops. And these two, we just designate these two right here. So to edit these images, you'll search for home. I'll do that again. Let's close out of here. We'll go to media. We'll go to library. And we'll search for home. And we will click on one of the images. So let's say I wanted to modify this one over here on the right-hand side. Click on that. I'll find out that the dimensions for this image is 367 by 169. So that's 367 width, 169 height. That's in pixels, and that's 72 dpi. And when I upload a new image, I want to make sure it matches these dimensions, as well as the image type is a JPEG. So that way you're replacing the existing image with a new image of the exact same size and exact same file type, so that when you do upload, everything will still fit and conform to the placement of the website. And how I would do that is I'll click on under replace media, I'll upload a new file, click on choose file, and from here I would then just select the file from the computer, click on or keep the just replace the file, and then upload. And that's how you would modify these two bottom ones. Search for home. Now for this main one over here, let's cancel out of this. That one would be, you can either search for it. I believe it's called banner. Yeah, it is banner. So you can search for banner, or you could just select, kind of scroll through the images and click on. So I find it's down here. Click on that, and then I can upload my new files. So for this one, the width and height is 765 by 433. So make sure that the image is that dimension, and then the file type is JPEG. I believe every image on your site that you would want to modify is in JPEG, so JPG. So you're set there, and that's how you modify the home page. Now this site does have a blog, and there's a couple of test posts here with example categories and how to add new blog posts. And all the blog posts are in chronological order with the most recent one towards the top. I'm going to go ahead and create a new blog post just so that you can see how the blog mechanism works. Blog posts or blogging is basically under posts. It's called blog posts. And to create a new blog post, you would go to posts and then you click on add new. So I'm going to create a new blog post called demo blog post. And let's I'm going to add in some fake content. Okay. So this is my content areas. This is what shows up in the actual blog page. Now this is the table of contents blog, so this will give you basically a snapshot of all the blogs, and I think it shows up to 20 before it starts kind of having this older link and a newer link where you can keep on clicking to keep seeing past blog posts, and I'll show you how to adjust that and modify that. So I'm creating my blog post, I wrote my content, and then I can assign it categories so that people can easily, so that you can organize your blog posts and people can easily find particular blog posts that they're interested in. So categories would be like, maybe perhaps for this particular site could be like, like movies or photo shoots or experience, whatever it is, but just a certain category. I just use category 1, 2, 3 just because I really don't know the industry. So I'm gonna create a new category. So I'm gonna type in blog demo category, and then click on add new. And a post can fall under one or more categories. So I'm gonna have it under blog demo category, but I'll also want it to be under category 2 as an example. And I think that's pretty good. Let me just make sure. Okay, good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and publish immediately, and it'll automatically show up on the site once I refresh. So there we go, demo blog post. And this is kind of a snapshot of the post. It's not the entire post, just to keep this page short. But if I click on continue reading demo blog posts, it'll go into the full posting of the blog. Let me add an image just so that we could see more of it. So I'm gonna put my cursor here because I want the image to show up like around this line right here. Maybe add a space. Click on add image, and let's say I want to do this one. I'll just use an image as it exists. So there you go. Click on update. And I'll refresh. Okay. I guess the image is a little bit too big, but that'll work. So we can tell much more of a difference between the table of contents blog post and the actual blog post page. So there you go. Now, I believe I turned off commenting right for now, but you do have the option if you want people to be able to comment. So if you don't see the option to adjust comments on the blog post page, you could click on the screen option here, select comments, maybe select discussion as well, just so I can see more options in terms of commenting. And then I could select allow comments, click on update, and now people could comment on the actual blog post article. Now, if you always want people, so I right now have it manually, so each blog post, it's default to not allow commenting unless you want that to always, unless you always want comment to be the default. So right now, so you have to turn it on for each blog post. Now, if you always want all your articles to be able to have commenting enabled, then you would go to settings, and then you go to discussion, and you'll check this checkbox right here. Allow people to post comments on new articles. But right now I have it turned off, so you have to manually do it. Just because I'm not sure if you always want every blog post to have people be able to comment, or if you want it to kind of manually allow people. So I'll leave that up to you. But if you always just want everybody to comment your blog, just check this checkbox. So I'm gonna go back to go back to post, and I will open up a new window under incognito so that I can imitate a user coming to the site and commenting on that blog post. And I want to show you how you could approve a comment or deny a comment based on whatever reasons. So I'm going to go to blog as a user, go to demo blog post, and I will type in my name, Sam at test.com, and great article. So I'm a user right now, and I'm posting a comment to this particular blog post article. So I'll post a comment. Now I have it right now adjusted so that it automatically shows up once somebody posts a comment. Or I believe no, I think by default it isn't. Let me open up another window under incognito and go to the site and see if I see it. Let's see. Blog. Okay, so we can adjust that. We could have it so that comments need to be approved before going up to the site, or the comments are automatically on the site and then you have to take it down if you disapprove. So right now that is the option, but we can adjust it if you want it the other way around. But in any case, so we have one comment for this blog, and under the admin, you can go under, let's see, posts. There should be a section called comments, and you can view all the different comments that you have on the site. So this one is red because this one's still pending to be approved, and you can either approve it here, or you can click on edit and then approve it in there. Let's see, make sure I have all the options turned on. Looks like, yeah, and then you can approve it here, and you can even comment back, comment on the article. So let me update because I'm gonna approve the comment, and then I'm gonna respond to it. Thanks for your feedback. So I responded to the the reader's comments. So once I refresh this page, there you go. So great article, and thank you for your feedback. So you can respond to comments, as well as you can even unapprove it, and then you can also either if it's a spam comment, tag it as spam, or just put it into the trash. So I'm gonna put it into trash, and what that would do is essentially if I refresh, then the comment's gone. My feedback's still there, so I could trash that as well. And now we're starting from scratch. Now, right now, comments automatically show up on the site without approval. Now, let's say you don't want that. You want all comments to be approved first before showing up on the site. That would be under settings, and that would most likely be under discussion. Let's take a look. Discussion, and let's see. And then we want to check on this one. A comment is held for moderate. No, that's if you want things to be emailed. Let's see. Comments must be manually approved. So the checkbox here is checked. So let's see why it's not working. Let's go to posts, demo posts. We are allowing comments. Yeah, so theoretically, it should have not shown on the board unless we approved it, because this is checked. Okay, I figured it out. So no, it was working. So if you have this, if you have comments must be manually approved. When somebody comments, it actually doesn't show up until you approved it. The reason I was showing up before was because I was using the same browser, and I guess even under incognito, it still recognized me as the person looking at the blog post. Even though I'm opening up a new incognito, it's still the same browser, so I was the same person. I was imitating this to be a third person, but it was basically the same person posting. So the person posting will still see their comments. It's just everybody else won't. When I open up a completely new browser like Firefox, um, the person doesn't see it. So let me add in a new post. So let me refresh because as right now, so I did a test one. So this one's your comment is awaiting moderation, and let's do 3. Let's do test, another test, and your comments awaiting moderation. Let's do test, and then we do 2. Let's say this person commented twice, another comment. Oh, I guess you can only comment one at a time and have one approved. I guess that's to prevent spamming. All right, so this one's your comment is awaiting moderation, but under this person, they're not going to see it until this gets approved. So let's go ahead and approve this by going to comments, and I will approve this one. Well, actually, let's approve all of them. Okay, so now under the Firefox person, they see all the comments for this person who's posted. So there you go. So let's go ahead and delete all our comments because they're all fake comments. So let's move them to trash. And it should be empty. Okay, good. So that's essentially, blog posting. So this is our demo post, and this one is under the blog demo category, and it's also under category 2. So people can easily go to all of the blog posts that are tagged under category 2 and see all of them. So it's this one that we just created, but it's also these 2 other ones that I've created in the past for testing. And for this one, there's only one, so it's just demo blog post. And they can go to archives based on the month that each of the blog posts have been posted under. So for July, there's only been 1, and in June there was 5 of them. So if I click on the June one, you see these 5 blog posts that were demo at that time. And then for the July, it's this one here. Yeah, that's essentially it in terms of blogs. So blogs are pretty complicated in that you have the table of contents blog page, then you have the demo post, and then you have the manage commenting when people comment on your blog posts. So the next thing I want to go over is news and press. News and press is these sections here, and they're similar like blog posts, but instead of going under posts to edit them, they each have their own separate sections. So let's say I want to add a new news section. And then I can publish. And for post, news, and press, you can either click on update and it'll publish immediately, or you can set a time for it to be published. So let's say I wanted to publish in the future, I can schedule it, and let's say I wanted like tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I think it's 24 hours interval. So if I want 5 o'clock, that should be 1700 hours. And I can click on OK, and then it'll be scheduled, and it won't show up until tomorrow at 5 p.m. But I want to kind of demo it now, so let's publish it now. So let's see, I'll choose it to have it go live yesterday, so I know that went up. Click on update, click on news, or click on update and refresh, and then now we have new news demo page, and this is it. So that's the news section. And the press works just exactly the same way. So I go to press, and I can click on add new press, and it'll be in chronological order with the most recent one towards the top. I also mentioned and this applies to both blog, press, and news. You can adjust the settings and go to discussion, or not discussion. Let's see, reading. Go to reading and basically adjust how many posts it will allow on a table of contents page before it does the new order. So let's say I adjust this to do sort of three blog posts at a time. This will now be collapsed down to 3, and then you have order posts, and then that way they could click on order and order to kind of scroll through all the blog posts. You might have to adjust that once you have like dozens and dozens of blog posts, and you don't want them all to be showing up on the same page because it'll take forever to load. You might want to collapse and show like 25 at a time, and people can page through every 25. That'll help with load speed. So I'm going to put it back to 25. All right. So that's kind of basically news and press, and then I kind of deterred back to blog just so that we can see this little order section. All right. So now it's just showing everything now. Until it reaches more than 25, then you'll get the order newer. All right. So gallery is a special page. It consists both photo and video. This is probably the most complex section of your site. So to manage the galleries, on the back end, there are two admins for it. You have videos and you have portrait. So in order to, let's go over videos first. So videos, we see that there's 3 demo clips, and we see that these are the videos. If you wanted to add a new video, let's do that right now. Let's say this is demo video 4. That's going to be the title, which will show up here. All videos have to be hosted on YouTube. Well, it doesn't have to be hosted on YouTube. There's other video streaming providers like Vimeo. But I recommend using a streaming video provider so that you don't host the videos and you don't have to have a streaming service. YouTube is typically very popular in the industry, and it allows you to upload videos for free, and it does a good job of rendering videos and streaming to your audience for both desktop and mobile. And it also provides great integrations, as you can see. Even though this is hosted on YouTube, you can integrate to your website. So let's do an example. I'm going to use a YouTube video, and let's just use the Frozen video. So you'll go to the video that you. So once you upload the video onto YouTube, go to the video page, and then you'll want to click on, let's see, share. Click on embed, and you want to grab this embed code right here. So you want to copy. It's already highlighted, so just highlight, copy, and paste it. Now, keep in mind that you want 560 by 315. That's the ideal size for your site. Hopefully, that's what the default is. It is the default, so 560 by 315. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna change the title just to the to Frozen video so that it's easily recognizable. And I can click on publish. Go to the front page, and now we have the Frozen video and it's sized correctly. Now it's going to be in chronological order, but let's say you wanted to reorder this. Let's say you want Frozen to be last instead of first. Then you'll just go to, under videos, you'll have reorder, and then you can just drag and then drop it to be the last order. Click on update, and you refresh. You could then it will just highlight, then it would be just ordered correctly. Now right now, how it's designed, if you click on gallery, the actual gallery page, it highlights the headshots. But let's say you want that to default, the page to default the video first. Well, you go to the video page. At the top, grab the URL, copy, and then under appearance, under menu, go under gallery and paste the URL, copy or highlight the existing one, delete it, paste the new link, save the menu, and now when you click on the gallery, it's gonna highlight basically the gallery, the video gallery video that you selected. And you could do the same thing with photos, same concept. So if you wanted distracted to be the default, go to the distracted page, copy link here, go to menu, and then gallery, and then paste that as the default link, save the menu. And then once you go to gallery, now distracted is the default one that shows up. So I'm gonna go back to headshots, just because I think it makes sense for it to be the first one of photos. So gallery, let me just do that, save. I always double check my work. That's why I'm flipping back and forth. So it's nice to have 2 tabs open, so you could admin and then save your changes or update your changes, and then refresh on your main site and see the difference. Photos, same thing. So photos are set under portraits. To create a new photo, you click on add new. So new photo. And then you have to upload two photos, a full size and a thumbnail. and you're probably asking, okay, so what are the file sizes of the full size and the thumbnails? So the best way either reference this video or reference an existing image and basically replicate that. So you'll go under media. I'm going to leave this page, and then you basically would just click on one of the images. So this one, I prefix the thumbnails with S. So like here, this is the image name. It's kind of long. I think it was a batch that kind of I went through all the images and just ran it through a batch, and that's how they named the file. So it begins with S, so I know that's a thumbnail. So it's 167 by 111. So 167 width, 111 height, 72 DPI, and JPEG. And then for the full size, I think it's towards the beginning. Let's see. So yeah, so the full size would be 960 by 640. So yeah, you would have to upload 2 images. So a thumbnail and the full size. So I'm gonna go back to portraits. It saved my draft of the new photo, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit that and upload my photo. So I'm gonna upload, and these aren't gonna be the exact same dimensions or anything like that. Are their exact dimensions? I just upload two random images. So I'm gonna upload that, select, and then I'll upload another one as my thumbnail or the full size. And then over here in terms, this is just like categories for a blog post. I could set a an album for the photos to come up. This one doesn't make sense to have a photo show up in more than one spot. But you do have the option. But right now, I just wanted to have it show up under the test album, or you can have it, or you can create a new album, and then it'll automatically show up here. So I'm gonna click on publish, refresh, and now we have our test, and here's our image. There you go. So that's kind of how you update the photo under gallery. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this just because we don't want that. So I'm gonna go to portraits, go to all items, and I'm gonna delete the new photo. And I am going under portrait albums and delete our test one, our test album. Albums are basically, what shows up on the right hand side here, and then the actual images are the images that would show up under each of the albums. So under headshots, there's 6 of them. So if I go to headshots, let's see. If I go to all items, headshots, I think would be under all the ones that are under H, I believe. Let's see. Nope. Or just photo 1 through 6. So these would be the headshots. Living out, I think these would be living out. These would be distracted. So all these D images, and then the L images would be living out. So yeah, the 1 through 16 is probably uptown. And then you can always reorder an image by going to under portraits and reordering the image through here. So we could see everything's ordered, 1 through 6 for the headshots. But let's say I want this to be first. I'll do photo 6, put it at the top, update, and we'll see if this image is now the first. Should. There you go. So let's change that because that's not right. So oops. Put that back down to 6, update. Alright, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and delete this frozen video. So I'll go back to video. I'll put that to trash. Refresh, and the frozen video should be gone. And that's essentially how you edit the gallery section, the photo and the videos. The last thing you would want to do is Um, so this is generic website maintenance. When there's updates to the site, so WordPress will automatically send notifications to you to update your website, and you'll see an indicator over here, and it'll be highlighted saying, hey, you need to update, or it'll show a number of how many updates needs to happen. And I highly recommend keeping your WordPress website up to date. That will allow you to use new features that comes with updates, but also it plugs any security holes that exist in the WordPress software. There, but a word of warning is that in terms of updates, there are potential issues that may occur as updates might not be backwards compatible. Um, so that's to keep in mind. So it's possible that updates may or may not break your site. So something to be aware of when you update. So if it does break your site, then make sure you contact your web developer as soon as possible to fix any incompatibilities that came up in terms of updates. The last thing I wanted to go over is always back up your website. That allows you so that if something breaks, you at least have a backup copy that you can revert to. Um, if the site ever gets hacked, you don't have to worry as much because you always have a backup copy of your website. Or if your hosting decides to go belly up, at least you have a backup your website so that you can deploy your website to another hosting provider. Backups are under Backup Buddy, and I highly recommending backing up your website if it's a popular website and you make changes often. You back it up after every big changes. Else, you probably want to back it up every month or every week. It's kind of up to you to figure out when not to back up. The more backups, the better. Um, as of right now, backups are manual, but if you sign up to Dropbox or some sort of Amazon or some sort of cloud hosting providers, you can back up systematically to that hosting provider. Um, the reason why it would have to be a third party backup is that it makes sense that you back up to a different place than where your website's hosted. Because if the hosting goes belly up, then all your backups go belly up. But also, if your hosting gets hacked, there's a potential that your backups will not may be corrupted by the hack. So it's safer to at least back up to a third-party cloud environment. But I'm going to show you how to back up manually. So that's basically coming into the back end of WordPress, going to Backup Buddy, and clicking on Complete Backup. And it might take a while to for WordPress to gather all your files and all your data and back it up into a nice tidied up zip file for you to download onto your local computer, so that way you have it locally. So I'm going to pause the video and wait for this backup to finish. So once the backup has finished, you'll see a blue button, and essentially all you have to do is click on it. And then this didn't take too long. There was only 23.58 megabytes, so that's pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and download this backup file. That way we have a local copy of it. But you can also send it off to the offsite destination. That's if you did it manually. But there's a schedule option here, and I'll click on schedule. And here's where you could set up your schedule. So you always want to do a complete backup. You can give it a name, and then you can add the remote destination. And Backup Buddy does allow different backup third-party backup providers. So these are the options. So if we want to set those up and then configure the schedule backups, this is it. So you do have that option. So that, in a nutshell, is essentially how you update your WordPress website. Hopefully you find this very helpful. Thanks.